Welcome back, future criminologists. In this video, I will be discussing the crime of parricide. Parricide. The word parricide came from the Latin word parricida, which means killer of parents or another close relative. In the Philippines, parricide is a crime committed by any person who shall kill his father, mother, or child, whether legitimate or illegitimate, or any of his ascendants or descendants, or his spouse. From the foregoing definition, we can now enumerate the elements of parricide. The following are the elements of the crime of parricide. 1. That a person is killed. 2. That the deceased is killed by the accused. And 3. That the deceased is the legitimate or illegitimate father, illegitimate or illegitimate mother, legitimate or illegitimate child, other legitimate ascendant, other legitimate descendant, or legitimate spouse. Observe that the relationship, except the spouse, must be in the direct line and not in the collateral line. Let us illustrate. Before we start, and to better understand it, please copy the illustration on a piece of paper. Let us assume that your name is Jose. Jose is married to Clara. Because of such marriage, Maria and Pedro were born. Maria's son is B-Boy. The father of B-Boy is unknown. Pedro married Kayla, and they had a son named Ryan. Sometime, Jose had an illicit affair with Rosa. Because of that illicit affair, Jenny was born. Jose's illegitimate mother is Perla. Clara's father is Aguinaldo. Aguinaldo is married to Tala, the mother of Clara. Jose had an illegitimate brother named Mark. If Jose killed each one of them in different occasions, what is or are the crimes committed? Pakisulat po itong drawing para maintindihan yung sagot. If Jose killed Clara, the crime committed is parricide, since she is the legitimate spouse. If Jose killed Rosa, the crime committed is homicide or murder, depending on the circumstances, since Rosa is not his legitimate spouse. If Jose killed Maria and Pedro, the crime committed is parricide, since they are his legitimate children. If Jose killed Jenny, the crime is parricide, since Jenny is his illegitimate child. Take note that it is parricide if you killed your legitimate or illegitimate child. If Jose killed B-Boy, the crime committed is homicide or murder depending on the circumstances, since B-Boy is an illegitimate descendant of Jose. If Jose killed Ryan, the crime committed is parricide, since Ryan is a legitimate descendant. Take note that pag descendants na, para maging parricide, the relationship must be legitimate. Pag sinabing descendants, yan yung mga apo mo or grandchildren. Si B-Boy, illegitimate kasi hindi siya pinanganak in a valid marriage, while Ryan is legitimate grandchild since his parents, Kayla and Pedro, are married. What if B-Boy is the one who killed Jose? The crime committed is homicide or murder depending on the circumstances. What if Ryan is the one who killed Jose? The crime committed is parricide. Pag ascendant naman ang pinatay, the relationship also must be legitimate. Pag sinabing ascendants, yan yung mga lolo at lola mo sa magulang, lolo at lola mo sa tuhod, and so on. If Jose killed Perla, his illegitimate mother, the crime committed is parricide. If you killed your parent, regardless whether the relationship is legitimate or illegitimate, the crime committed is parricide. If Jose killed his parents-in-law, Aguinaldo and Tala, and his daughter-in-law, Kayla, the crime committed is murder or homicide, depending on the circumstances. In-laws or relationship by affinity are not included in the elements of parricide, and they are not related by blood. If Jose killed Mark, his illegitimate brother, the crime committed is homicide or murder depending on the circumstances. If you killed your brothers or sisters, whether the relationship is legitimate or illegitimate, the crime committed is homicide or murder, as the case may be. Your relationship with them is in collateral line and is not in a direct line. To summarize, the relationship of the offender with the victim must be 1. Legitimate, except in the case of parent and child. 2. In the direct line. And 3. By blood, except in the case of a legitimate spouse. Question: if a person killed another, not knowing that the latter was his father, will he be guilty of parricide? Let's say, siya pala yung walang hiya mong ama na iniwan ka nung bata ka pa. The answer is yes. The law does not require knowledge of relationship between them. What if a person wanted to kill another, but by mistake, killed his own father? Will he be guilty of parricide? The answer is yes. The law does not require knowledge of relationship between them, but Article 49 will apply with regards to the proper penalty to be imposed, which is the penalty for the lesser offense in its maximum period. Now let us discuss criminal liability of a stranger conspiring in the commission of the crime of parricide. The stranger is liable for homicide or murder as the case may be, because of the absence of relationship. The rule on conspiracy that the act of one is the act of all does not apply here because of the personal relationship of the offender to the offended party. It is immaterial that he knew of the relationship of the accused and the deceased. For example, Jose and Pedro killed Jojo, the father of Pedro. Here, Pedro will be liable for parricide, while Jose will be liable for murder or homicide depending on the circumstances present. Suppose a husband who wanted to kill his sick wife hired a killer. The hired killer shot the wife. What are the crimes committed? The husband is liable for parricide as principal by inducement. The hired killer is liable for murder, qualified by price, or the inducement of the husband. The personal relationship of the husband to wife cannot be transferred to the stranger. Suppose A An adopted child of B killed B. Will A be liable for parricide? The answer is no. Even though an adopted child is considered as legitimate child, but please do remember that in parricide, except in the case of legitimate spouse, the relationship must be by blood. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please share, like, and subscribe.